Hi everybody, my name is Jane Orloff. I'm a Platinum Executive with Essanté Organics, and today we have an amazing hangout for you with our corporate team, and we have Amanda Prokopovich on the line with us, who is a Platinum Executive with Essanté Organics as well. I'm gonna start with Angie Levine, who is our Chief Marketing Officer. Angie, you have the floor.
Hi, Jane. How's everybody doing?
Wonderful.
Good. I'm excited to be with you. Thank you so much for putting this amazing hangout together. It's just a genuine pleasure to be with the entire field on video. It's been a great day here at corporate, and I understand that you've got some questions for me and then very soon our amazing CEO, Mr. Winiger, in regard to our network marketing experience, right? The good, the bad.
Right. And actually, I'm gonna have Amanda ask the questions for you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Amanda, go ahead.
No problem. Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We have such an incredible hangout prepared for each and every single one of you, for all the viewers out there, all our amazing wellness warriors. It's such an honor and a privilege to be sitting here in a hangout with our incredible Chief Marketing Officer, Angie Levine, and our amazing CEO, Michael Winiger. And I'm so grateful because I know how busy you are, and I know how you both are just completely behind the scenes, taking care of everything so seamlessly, and we are so incredibly grateful for everything that you do here for us. So, and you know, we wanted to put together this hangout to really kind of ask you guys the questions, and a lot of times we'll put together different Wellness Warrior workshop Wednesdays where we're training on different topics, but tonight we really wanted to shift the floor over to you both. And Angie, I'd love to start with you because I first want to thank you for everything that you brought out. Wow, what an incredible experience it's been for, I mean, I've been here with this beautiful family for just over a year now, and wow, how the marketing has changed over the last year. And Angie, I want to thank you so much for everything that you're doing and for all the incredible launches, and the new labeling is so sexy and gorgeous, and so excited about the new Pioneer cards and everything like this. But I wanted to just have a quick, you know, an opportunity to kind of go through a day in the life of Angie Levine, but also for you to describe some of the successes that you've had in this industry. Like, how did you personally initially feel about network marketing, multi-level marketing, before you really took a solid look at it or experienced it yourself?
Okay, thanks, Amanda, and I appreciate that. And it's just, it's an absolute joy to work for you guys. I live for it. So thanks. I'm glad you like what you're seeing. I'm glad you love your tools. And I think when someone comes to Essanté Organics, whether they have network marketing experience or whether they have zero experience at all, I think what they find here, which differentiates us from everyone else, is that your corporate team, every single one of us at upper corporate management, we've lived the life of a field executive. We've actually built extraordinarily successful network marketing teams, and so I know what I wanted and what I needed in order to build my business to even a higher level of success. I'm really glad that you come here, and I'm glad that you see, wow, I wanted this video and it's already here. Wow, I wanted this one-sheet presentation and it's already here. Wow, you know, I wanted to be able to show this off and it's already here. Sometimes people come here and they kind of feel like this is kind of too good to be true. Everything's already here. So I'm really glad you love that. And so to answer your question there in the end, as far as how did I first get introduced to network marketing, and what did I think about the industry? You guys are not going to like me. I couldn't stand it. I'll just be really candid. I thought network marketing was silly. I come from a different business model, a traditional business model, and we were very successful in that industry of wellness and traditional business, and we diversified into multiple other traditional businesses. And so when somebody came to me and said the words network marketing, I just wouldn't even hear it. My ears were plugged and closed, and I was extremely pre-judgmental, which now I coach everyone, don't be like me. And so when we first looked at it, I just didn't really see the value. I didn't think that it was the standard of traditional business, and I certainly didn't think it would surpass traditional business standards. And I was checked. I was literally coerced almost into going to a network marketing event. And I really had a preconceived notion that it would be all like rah, 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 hip hop, whatever. And I went in, and I was surrounded by the most beautiful people on the face of the earth. I looked to my left and my right. There were literally like rocket scientists and other business owners who were just mad. What do they see in network marketing that I don't see? And I immediately found out in short order that network marketing is an industry of go-givers. All network marketers want to do is either assist you in a healthier way of life or a wealthier way of life, or both. And so at that event, I literally learned a whole lot, and I realized immediately why it's so important not to prejudge. And my image of network marketing changed forever in that moment, because there were individuals there who took their level of success to a far higher level of success. And I thought, you know what? Traditional business, I have to be there 9 to 5. I have to open the door, I have to close the door. I have to be in charge of employees who might not necessarily want to do their job. And now with network marketing, I can see how you can build a team, and they can be just as invested as you are, and they can go out there and build like crazy, and you can enjoy the financial benefits from all of that, and you can remove yourself from the picture. And so our traditional business, which was just, really very isolated in a certain city, looked dwarfed in comparison to network marketing, where I immediately saw, we can actually have a global operation, and we can enjoy, far greater financial success, and we can help far more people get healthier and wealthier. So that's my story.
I love it. I love it. And what I do love, I just love your heart and how transparent you are in anything that, I can always ask you just a candid question, and your transparency is just so beautiful, and I love it. And it brings me back, I know that Jane wanted to ask a question, but it looks like she may be frozen. Yeah, I think so. So we'll just leave it there just for a second. We'll be back to you, Jane. We'll be back to you. So then, I was so curious to find out that what was your least favorite part of building your business, and how did you deal with that?
Oh, gosh, I think sometimes people come into a business, be it network marketing or otherwise, and they have this like rose-colored glasses vision of what it's going to be. Like, oh, this is going to be so much easier and so much better than anything else, and there aren't going to be any problems here whatsoever. And so coming into network marketing, what was my least favorite part about network marketing? I think initially when I came into network marketing, it was that there was no system. My former company, you know, you kind of cut your teeth and build yourself in the industry, and so I cut my teeth in a company that just had no system whatsoever. And I thought, okay, well, I'm a traditional business owner and successful at that traditional business, and so I'm just going to apply everything that I know to my network marketing business, and everything's going to be awesome. And so you're literally just, if you don't have a system in place, you're just throwing stuff against the wall like spaghetti, and you're just hoping that it sticks, and you're kind of assuming that it'll stick because, you know, you were successful in your traditional business. And that's not necessarily the case. I mean, network marketing is a very unique industry in that you build relationships and you build trust, and your reputation follows you around forever. And so when we came into the industry initially, we didn't exactly know what we were doing. We were trying to learn very quickly. We were learning from individuals who were, of course, earning 6 figures a month or more. I wasn't interested in learning from anybody who earned less, just, again, frank, sorry. And yet, because of the timing where they hit their window versus us entering into the same company at a far later date, it just wasn't, you know, calculating out. So I don't know, my least favorite thing was probably not having a system, and so that's why when we were headhunted into Essanté Organics, one of our criteria to be here was to have implemented proven systems that work, that anybody can come into Essanté Organics, they can tap right into the system, it's a 24/7 system, and it can be utilized by anybody, whether you've got massive network marketing experience or whether you've never worked a day in your life. It's an amazing system, and that was just one of those things that we were passionate about. It's not fair to ask anybody to start a business without showing them a system that's proven to grant them success.
Hi, Angie. Again, so I wanted to ask you a question about, I think it's an amazing story when how you got introduced to Essanté Organics, and you were very, very successful in another company, you and Dr. J.G. Levine, who is our president, and you have such amazing credentials. You were on a DVD with Oprah Winfrey, and you opened stages for Dr. Deepak Chopra and Tony Robbins, and how did Michael, you know, got you in the Essanté Organics? Could you tell us that story? It's an amazing story to hear. I want everybody to know.
It's an amazing story for sure. For those of you who don't know, I can be kind of hard-headed. I was just on the phone just a moment ago with someone who had tenacity almost equal to Michael's. And he's, you know, if you guys notice in Essanté Organics, we only ever partner with vendors that are the best in the world. And so this person is coming and literally trying to get, you know, FaceTime with me, and it's really hard because I don't know, I guess I'm just hard-headed. I'm sorry. So anyhow, I'm at a sushi restaurant. For those of you who don't know, sushi is my very favorite food. I could probably eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Michael sometimes pays me in sushi, and so we're at sushi, and I'm promoting our business, and in walks this very, very sharp-dressed man. And for the guys who are listening right now, it's true. Every woman is very intrigued by a sharp-dressed man, and same with a sharp-dressed woman. If I see a sharp-dressed woman, I'm like, what does she do? You know, you're basically putting on the cover of your book, and if the cover of your book looks fabulous, they're going to open the book. They want to read. They want to know. So he just a fabulously well-dressed man, and I thought, I wonder what he does. And I don't know what he was thinking, but for whatever reason, we ended up connecting at this sushi networking social. Kind of a weird thing now that I think about it. But long story short, we connected. And we had just this great banter. You know, he said, you need to come and work with Essanté Organics, and here's why. And I said, oh, you don't need to own a traditional business. There's a lot of employee headaches and overhead, and you need to come get a position on my team. So it was just fun, and we left. And he is amazing. If anybody can learn anything from Mr. Winiger, it's that persistency pays. He was persistent. He was constant. His follow-up is far superior than anybody else's follow-up that I've ever met. While you might follow up twice, he'll follow up 10 times. And so he kept following up with me, and he kept following up, and he kept following up, and he'd ask about Dr. Levine, and he'd follow up with Dr. Levine. And at the end of it all, I want to say it was probably at least a year of constant follow-up, and he would say, how's it going over there? You know, has your volume flushed yet? And I'm like, you know what? I found the best company. They only flush every 13 months. He goes, well, why don't you call me in month 13? I'm like, oh, what's he talking about? Well, I'll tell you what he was talking about. We would constantly go into our back office, and we would constantly look at our left and right team volume. And one night, I think it was a Friday night, we looked at our volume. It was 1.3 million on one side. It was fabulous. You know, you go to bed with a little smile on your face. You know, your head hits the pillow, and you're just jazzed. And then Saturday morning, your 1.3 million turned into just 300,000. A million was flushed overnight. And if I can tell you that my heart stopped, that I felt sick to my stomach, and I'm like, this is the 13th month that he's talking about. And it took like a physical jolt. It took it physically happening to me, not Michael telling me. It took it physically happening to me when I realized, oh my gosh, they've got me on the hamster wheel forever. If they're going to continually flush, I have to continually work. I totally got it in that moment, and he totally had me at hello. And I was known in the industry, and I still am, haven't changed, for saying this. If you find a compensation plan that's better, bring it to me. And he is the only man on the face of the earth that brought it to me, and I'm really glad that he did.
Wonderful. I love that story, and I loved how JJ now is talking about how everything Michael was telling came true, and not only just flushing, but also changing of the compensation plans and some other issues. So Amanda, I'm gonna pass. Thank you so much, Angie, for sharing with us. And Amanda, I'm gonna pass you the microphone so that you can ask your additional questions.
Fantastic, thank you. And I mean, Angie, we're so blessed to have you here, and it's incredible because I actually had quite a similar experience with Michael when before I came to Essanté Organics, because I was with another company, and I had contacted him, or he had contacted me on Facebook, and I was like, oh, who is this guy? You know, sharp smile, and I actually was prospecting him for my last company, and and I said, well, I'm here to, I'm going to be building my third leg, and you should be at the top of it. You've got to come in right now. And, well, in 3 months from that time, I was a customer with Essanté Organics, and I was using the products. So, yes, he's amazing at follow-up. Yes, there were times where he prophesized a lot that occurred to my own organization and my company as well, and I'm so grateful for you, Michael. Thank you for everything that you do. And talking about compensation plans, I'm sure all the viewers that are here, Michael, are very interested to know why do you choose people over the profit? Why do you have the most incredible and competitive comp plan in the industry? Why did you do that?
I think because when I was in my first company, I was limited on what I could make. And there was a lot of, when you see companies and they have all these different positions, 4, 5, 15, whatever, and you're climbing this ladder to success, I was like, how come I'm going to put the same amount of time in today or this whole month as the top guy, and he's going to tap out the whole thing, and I'm going to get an inch of my money? And then where does that money go from all in between? It goes right into the owner's pockets, and that isn't fair. So, you know, building a compensation plan like we did with Essante, we came into this knowing that we're all going to share equally. So, you know, our profit margins are nothing like those other companies because we allow you to get paid what you're worth. You know, when you come in, you know, there is no climbing no ladders. You start at the top. So, you know, we don't have any breakage. They call that breakage, right? So we don't have any breakage here. So what happens in our company is that you come in, you start at the top, and we, you know, the companies, how can you say it? Those companies are in extreme profits, right? We know we'll be the least profiting company in the industry. Are we in profit? Yeah, we will. You know, we're definitely in profit, right? But the thing is we feel that you guys, everybody who comes in Essante, what's the meaning of this whole company if we can't all start at the top and get paid what we're exactly worth? Because when you build a business, it's yours. When you build an organization, it's yours. It's not ours. So when that money comes in the door, that's yours too. And you should be able to get it all. Not have to go through a lot of gimmies, gotchas, hoops, hurdles, headaches, trapdoors, secret passageways. It's like Circus du Soleil to try and get your money, but not here at Essante. Then we wanted to add another component because in this industry, I've heard it for 30 years. It's about people helping other people. Well, how are you trying to help other people when you're trying to meet all these requirements and volumes and craziness that comes along with all the other compensation plans in the industry? Here you don't have to worry about that. And then, but you know, we wanted to add a component so you would really help somebody succeed. And what more? You'll never see it again. Mark my words, never in this industry when you will see a company match the check 100% of anybody that you personally bring into this company. So now you become vested, invested, and connected with that person because all you have to do is help them make a little bit of money. They'll never stop. And then imagine if you had, you know, realistically, and I've seen it done in 6 months, but I'm going to say, well, let's say it took you 2 years, and you had 40 people only making $500 a week. That's it. And that's really simple to do here at Essanté Organics. Just your check match alone is $21,000 to $25,000 a week. I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? That's more than doctors make in a year. So.
Michael, I wanted to ask a question. You were always saying that, you know, you were. How did you come up with this compensation plan? And you're saying that you're never going to change it. Could you talk a little bit about that for us, please?
First off, I've been doing consulting at a corporate level for companies for about 18 years, and I've been doing compensation plan design, internal infrastructure, helping these companies get out of situations. I did compliance, all that, right? And why won't it change? Because, you know, numbers are a formula. 1 + 1 is 2. And if you have something missing, it doesn't work. And why should you take anything away when it does work? Numbers won't lie. Okay, so compensation plans, you know, if they weren't going to work in this industry, it would, because numbers are so true, it would be done in 2 weeks. So once we design this compensation plan, there's no need to change it. There is never any need to change it. You know, granted, I take my hat off to Angie Levine and Dr. JJ because they've enhanced it. Usually when a company enhances a compensation plan, every single time for 80 years I've seen the distributor lost money somehow. or the associate or the brand partner or the person working the business. They came in and added a component that actually added more income to the people's, it made them strive for much more inside of themselves. I think that's what I see. If there's any breakdown in this industry, I think the thing that hurts me the most is when you sit with somebody and there's so much potential into somebody and they're believing just the opposite, So yeah, this compensation plan, we never have to change it, ever. And it never will. We've proven that for the last 10 years. Granted, like Angie's previous company, when we were just talking, compensation plan changed like 7 times. I mean, she'd be calling me up going, Mike, hey, what about this? And I'd be like, whoa, step back, right? And every time companies do that, it usually hurts people. So no need to do that, right?
Yeah, I've seen that very, very often, unfortunately, and a lot of flushing of volume and caps and all kinds, and we're so blessed to not have that here. So thank you, Michael. And I also wanted to find out, why did you choose 100% toxic-free and organic product line? You could have chosen anything. Why 100% toxic-free, organic, and wild-crafted products?
Because truly, this time, I wasn't in it for the money. I got involved in this industry, and I was one of the rags to riches stories, back in my early days in the 80s, right? Long-haired rock and roll guy, and being in the right place, right time, early in the beginning, and a well-managed company that understood that, you have to build catalogs. Catalogs build companies, companies build catalogs. And we started with one product, added 2 from 2004 on, and in 2009, we had to let the company run itself and consult it. Because you know what? You're not going to last on 2 products. You're not going to last on 15 products. Your company will go away. So we had to go and say, all right, what are we going to do? These people are investing in us. We have to invest in them. So now we have the internet. So it was very simple. We could research, right? You could research. And what we found, in a stressed economy in 2009, the highest percentage of consumer spending around the world was in organics, in organics. And not just organics, but organic commodities. So things that you do every single day. We all take showers, we brush our teeth, we do all this kind of things. So we saw this change in people's spending around the world, not just here, but around the world. And it was the highest percentage of consumer spending since 2009, every year since. Why is that happening? It's just not a matter of, oh, hey, that's a good thing, let's go do that. No, you got to get in depth and in deeper into that. Why is it happening? Because people are getting educated. And people are finding out that, you know what, everything any company stands for, retail or networking whatsoever, it's not in the events, it's not in the YMCA and the music and the paper flying out of the sky and the loving, hugging, kissing, sharing, everything else that's going on, and the culture. I said it before, the root word of culture is cult. It's about community. I think Essanté Organics puts the unity in community, right? Because we saw this spike, but why was it happening? Because people were getting educated and found out that all the substance of every company in the world is in the back of their label. What is this company allowing to go on to you that's going to sooner or later be in your bloodstream, and a lot sooner than you think, within 20 to 90 seconds, right? And it doesn't leave your body. So it's going to just wait for more friends and more and more chemicals until you got a problem. And we've seen a world now full of really bad health problems and issues. And every time they're doing reports on them, and we post them on our Essanté Organics page and in our team page and Facebook and things like that, all you're seeing is chemicals. And that's what happened. Once this industry self-regulated itself in the 30s, it took this long for everything to build up, and now we got some very bad issues, and people are becoming, consumer awareness is in themselves. And they're like, well, I don't want to use that anymore, and they have to go somewhere. And as I tell people, you're not 25 or 50% or 99% chemical-free organic, you're 100% chemical-free or certified and organic, or you're using chemicals. It's like being pregnant. You're not 78% pregnant. You're pregnant or you're not pregnant. So you're either using 100% chemical-free, 100% toxic-free, certified organic and wild-crafted ingredients in everything that you do, or you're using chemicals. That's it. It's so black and white and so solid, and there was no company addressing that. So we had to go out there and we created the market. There was nobody creating that category. And the world's going green without any of us. So guess what? Trust me, in 5 years there will be a company somewhere dominating global sales in organic living, and we're the only company doing it right now that's focused on 100% certified organic living, and we created the category or the market, or how about this? We created the category, and we're meeting the supply and demand of the markets and trends that we're penetrating. What does that mean? Simple. We're not out there peddling products and gimmicks. We're building a brand. And when you build a brand, you fill the catalog extremely quick. Nike didn't bring out 2 shoes last year. Maui, Jim, and Oakley didn't bring out 2 sunglass frames. They're branded companies. So you got those markets and trends, you got to fulfill those very, very quickly. The internet creates convenience. No, like Angie says, no more brick and mortar, it's now click and order, right? So that's convenience. You want to get online, get your stuff, and have it show up and be done with it. And what we did was attack the habitual commodity market, because that's where the most money is in the entire world. So now you can actually, look at your life wherever you are, who's ever watching this, and this is your question. Here's all you got to say to anybody. This is what makes this company so easy. On my left-hand side are all these products you're using every single day that have ingredients directly linked to cancer, kidney disease, terrible, terrible issues. And you're using hundreds of them every day. On my right-hand side are the same exact products that are 100% chemical-free and certified organic for the same price. What do you want to use? There's anything that's magical. There's your magic right there. And believe me, the answer is going to be the same every single solitary time. As a matter of fact, I got 3 calls today outside of me formulating and doing what I'm doing. 3 calls came in here where people said, we went online, we searched your company, we are changing our lives, and we love what you guys are doing. And we were with, it was funny, another company that claimed similar things, and they said, once we got it, oh my gosh, my wife's a nurse. She looked in there and says, that's not right. And now she's all over your stuff. So
crazy.
That's the long story.
No, I appreciate that. And you know what? For all the viewers that are out there, this is the real deal. You ask, you've got the CEO and the Chief Marketing Officer here asking, we're asking candid questions, and they're replying very transparently. So thank you so much. And I know that there were a couple of people that have been asking, what does it take to be successful with Essanté Organics? What, so that you're not distracted from all the other shining lights out there, or all the other distractions that are out there. What would you recommend? What would you recommend?
Simple.
Don't get distracted.
2 things. One is this, because this is human nature. This will happen sooner or later, because a lot of companies out there knows that people are naive. You got 2% of the world rich, 98% are not rich. They want to go after them because they think, I'm just going to say it the way it is, they think they're idiots. And they want to get in their pockets real quick. So they get you with all these distractions, cars, automobiles that you can't afford, cardboard checks that don't cash, trips, this, that, music, this, everything else, the band's playing, whoop-de-doo, right? Because they want to get you with all those distractions so you don't do this. Wonder what's in this stuff, right? But pretty soon you run out of those people, and then you start hitting the smarter people. And then what do the smart people do? All right, that's what this does. This is what they're saying it does. What's in it? What's going in me, right? That's part of it, okay? Every single solitary company. It's not about, everything, the corporate team has to be good in order for the company to be alive. We got, I think, the greatest corporate team you could ever imagine. Come on, a chief marketing officer that's crazy good at what she does, right? Dr. JJ, you got a doctor sitting at the president's seat, right? You got, and we've all been in the field's shoes, so we know what they want too, right? And not, again, it's not about any of that. It's not about it is to a point, but it's not. Where's the most ethics? Where's the most integrity? Where's the most everything that company stands for? Right back there, okay? That's where it's all, because sooner or later, someday somebody's going to start reading this stuff. And that's what's either going to keep you in the company or make you go somewhere where you're going to read the stuff that you want to be putting on and inside yourself, right? So what does it take? 99% is tenacity and only 1% is ability. See, people get into this industry and see all those distractions and they think success is overnight. Doesn't work like that. And it's never going to work like that in any company, all right? Zero. Doesn't happen. So you're building a business. It's kind of like you aren't going to buy, a Subway shop, a Subway sandwich shop, and then all of a sudden, a month later, think you can leave and think those Subways are building themselves. Think those sub sandwiches build themselves. It doesn't work like that. It's a business, and you come to work. And you know what? This is funny, because I started in the same. I was one of the first guys in the same company where Angie and JJ started, and they'll tell you this: when you went to an event or a business meeting, people came. This is what I liked it. Look, you're talking to a rock and roller. Hey, I know how to dress up in leather and colors and spandex. Trust me, I did it for a long time. But now these companies out there are trying to make it like, hey, dress and show up as you. No, you own a business. You think Donald Trump is out there doing a deal right now in his scribbies and holes and this and that and throwing up fingers and just. No, when he shows up, people are almost afraid. He looks good, right? Amazon.com, Bill Gates, right? And that's what intrigued me in that last company, my first and only company, is because when I went there, wow, I was around success. I smelt it. You know what I mean? I mean, because people, your business is only going to be as good as you look. And I think 99% of it is tenacity and 1% is ability, And we got the systems in place, Thank you, Angie. She's going crazy building out the systems that make this very, very simple. And, and understand that it's a business. It's going to take time. Nothing happens overnight. No. I mean, it took 28 months for me to all of a sudden see that company go into momentum and watch a check go up 60,000 in the next month without me doing anything. Zero. It's crazy good. And then if you saw the growth that happened after that, I got to pinch myself every day to see if I'm still alive, because it was here we are. So what does it? I don't know, Angie. You can come in and add to them on what does it take. I think it just takes you. Here's what it takes: a to-do list every day. Plan your work and work your plan, and don't make unrealistic goals. And if you say you're going to talk to 2 people a day, that's how many you're going to talk to every single solitary day. Not 2 today and then 2 and then go back to the next. No, it doesn't work like that. How many brand new people? This is a numbers. This is if compensation plans are numbers, this industry is numbers. And it's about exposure. What do they say in real estate? Location, location, location. What do they say in this industry? Exposure, exposure, exposure. The guy who will make the most money in this industry is going to be the guy who exposed the most, right? And the thing is you have to make a plan that's doable. Because the first time you don't do it, your business just failed.
Thank you so much, Michael. And we're getting closer to the end, so I would like to bring Angie to the line, and so that Angie, could you please answer to everybody who is watching why Essante, and why now?
Why now? Because you need to look at your life, in my opinion, and take a look at your past success. And how many years have you been doing what you're doing? And is it getting the results that you're looking for? And I only ever look internally, and I look externally to people who are more successful than me. You'll never find me looking at somebody unless they're more successful than me. That's my recommendation when you're looking for a mentor. So look at yourself and then look to others who are at a level where you wish to be. So look at your past performance and decide, how many years have I been, just doggedly working for this person or for this company of my own, whichever it may be. And how's that working for you? How many years are you going to continue on with that path? And if you find something so special, something so powerful, something so revolutionary where the earth is only going green once, it's happening with or without you and me, and it's happening at a rapid rate, and it's going to be the #1 industry globally that the globe has ever seen. In other words, it's going to be the next 4 trillion or larger industry, which dwarfs every other industry that's ever been on the face of the earth. If you find something like that, which is Essanté Organics, do you take the reins, and do you take that horse, and will that horse move you forward faster? And the answer is yes. Absolutely. You can stay on your mule if you want to, but just take a look at it. Take a look at your dilapidated horse, and if you want to stay on that, you go right ahead. It's your decision. It's your choice. But I knew as a person who owns multiple successful businesses what I wanted to do. And it took me a while to figure out, okay, network marketing isn't all that bad. It isn't the picture that I had painted in my brain before I even researched the industry. I mean, now I know it's far more profitable than a multitude of other industries, which you know by first name recognition. So figure out what you've been doing. Decide if that's what you want to continue to do. Because most people, if they're lucky, they're on the 20 or 40-year plan, and they're working for somebody else. They're working hard. They wake up to an alarm, which they hate. They slam down some coffee. They don't even have time for breakfast or to give their kid a big smooch and a hug in the morning, and they're off out the garage door and in the traffic, and they're already miserable. They're just already miserable. And then they go to work, and they're typically in a negative environment with a negative boss, and they have zero recognition or awards. And then, if they're lucky, like you, they find network marketing, and they find a company that's on the fast track with integrity, with a corporate team that has your back every second of every day, and then some. And they say yes, and all we want you to do is work with us part-time, work 7 to 10 hours a week. I mean, look at gogreengetpaid.com and try to say no. And look at that and choose a faster, stronger horse to take you to the finish line quicker. There's nothing wrong with that. You deserve that. And that's what I feel Essanté Organics offers, because timing is absolutely everything in business. It's everything in relationships. It's everything in everything. I mean, if you miss timing, if you missed the boat, you missed it. So the fact that we are here and we are building, and you guys are positioned at this incredible pre-momentous stage, it's like nothing else ever. I mean, you can look at the studies. There are studies out there that show if you can insert into a company in its beginning stages where it has, 20-something thousand executives, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Why not take that opportunity? Why not build something for yourself instead of somebody else? Why not, bring a couple people who you really love, trust, and care about with you? Because that's all it takes. I mean, with Essanté Organics, you're literally 2 people away from a 6 to 7 figure income. You just have to go out there and talk to them. And like Michael said, be tenacious and go out there and persevere and be consistent. And it really doesn't matter how much ability you have. Just go out there. I'm known for saying if you have a deck of cards, how many cards are in the deck? 52. How many aces? 4. So go out and find your 4 aces. And if you position one on your left and one on your right, and they just take off, even if you don't have any ability whatsoever, and those 2 people take off, all of their volume is your volume. You've just hit your 6 to 7 figure income. So timing's everything. It's not going to be like that forever. Eventually, we will have millions upon millions of distributors. Make no mistake, we are taking this company to billion-dollar global name brand status, and either you're with us and helping us do it and we're paying you well to do it, or, I don't know, maybe you'll miss it. But I want you to be with us, and if you are, we're going to link arms with you and match your every effort.
Thank you so much, Angie. And speaking of horses, if you try to sit on 2 horses with one leg on one and the other leg on the other one, and they take off, you will eventually fall in the middle. So pick a horse and sit on it and stay on focus. I receive so many emails and phone calls daily. People are saying it's been a prayer answered, that we prayed for a year to find this company, and they're so grateful that they finally did. And before we end, I would like Michael to close with his answer to why Essante and why now.
I think Angie said it best, and she touched on every single solitary point. But also one thing is, this is what I've seen. You can't show me one company, not one in this industry, that has you and your family first. Essanté Organics has you and your family in the forefront of this industry and this business. And how do you know? Right there, your ingredients. That's how you know. Essanté Organics, leaves greens footprints, right? That's what it says on every one of our labels, and that's exactly what we're doing. And you're in front of the biggest paradigm shift in global economics, like she said. It's the green economy, and you can only take advantage of that one time. And now you have it. And again, you know what? I challenge anybody to show me any company in this industry that actually has your well-being put first. Your children, your grandkids. Because you bring that company to me, and we'll go right through every single solitary ingredient and what it does. That's what I've been doing my whole life. I'm about ingredients. And I can tell you everything that you want to know about them, right? And that's it. I mean, what can I say more? I mean, again, we focus on the family.
Thank you so much, Michael. And I want to thank our corporate team, and I want to pass Amanda the microphone so that she can close. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jane. Gosh, I'm sitting here, I have goosebumps. I have this feeling of just, I'm home. I'm home, and it feels so good. And I know that so many of you that are watching this tonight feel the same way. We are a family. We are the community. We are Essanté Organics. And if somebody shared with you this hangout tonight, they obviously love you very much, and they have your best interest at heart. If you are one that is looking for a company, come join us. Come home. We'll welcome you. We have an incredible welcome team, and I'm just so grateful for all this valuable information. Michael, thank you so much for your vision, for your mission. So grateful for all of this information. Angie, thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Back in, in marketing, in every way at corporate. We're grateful for Dr. JJ, for the entire corporate team. You guys are so phenomenal. We're so grateful. And we're so grateful that Essanté Organics looks at family first. And we're grateful that, you know, compensation plan-wise, you pay us, you know, it's us over the profit, and you give so generously to so many organizations. So very grateful to be a part of this cause. Thank you guys for joining us. Another beautiful Wednesday, Wellness Warrior Workshop Wednesday. So grateful you guys all made it out. If you're watching the recording, enjoy it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Jane. Bye.